Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fred, and I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to everyone that has subscribed to this channel, to all my friends in Kenya, and thank you for reaching out in Ghana, Zimbabwe, Somalia, United States, India, Philippines, etc. So many countries. You got folks reaching out to me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. All right. So also I've got some Kenyan folks send some questions to me as well. So this is one of the questions we're going to be treating on this channel, and this is actually a question from the Kenya National Examinations Council. Okay, technical drawing. All right. So this is one of the questions I'm going to be answering on this channel. So this is a situation whereby you have to convert from orthographic into isometric. All right. So the question goes thus. The figure below shows two views of a machine block. Draw full size scale. Draw full scale and isometric view of the block with point X as the lowest point. So this is the elevation, and this is the plan, and this is point X, the lowest point. So definitely this point X is this point here, because this is the elevation. So this point here, so this should be the lowest point. All right. Now here you have all the details, the dimensions, and everything on it. Okay. All right. Now, like I told you, if you are new here, you have to see other videos. There's a video I did on introduction to isometric drawing. All right, you might want to go see that video so you have an understanding of what's about to take place here. All right. So now also remember I told you that for you to draw in isometric, the first thing you do is do a freehand sketch of this, okay, in a box, because we're going to actually draw everything inside the box. Okay. So from there you can now make adjustments of parts, and when the object is out, then you can now do the real drawing, the scaled drawing. So I'm just going to quickly explain briefly how I'll be able to come out to the 3D shaped object. All right. Okay, so look down here. What I've been able to do is I've been able to draw this more like a sketch, just a freehand, rough sketch, to be able to come up with the 3D. So what I did was you draw the plan, okay, in the place of the plan. All right. Now, if this is a box, like I told you, you draw the object inside the box. So this is the plan. This you see here. All right. That's what you're seeing here. Now this is the elevation here. I drew it in the position. No, normally if this is your arrow, let's say X, this is your front view. All right, this is your plan, and this is your end view. Okay, so I drew everything, sorry, the front elevation, the place of the front supposed front elevation, and the plan in the position of the plan. So what I'm going is just to adjust parts. How do I do that? I will be looking at the elevation of the plan, and the elevation of the plan will help me to do just that. Now if you take a look at this, all right, you see this part here. Okay, it's matching with this part here. All right, now from the elevation here, it looks like this part is on this plane, this surface, but it is not. Why? I can tell that from the plan. It means that the whole of this part you're looking at here is actually not here, but inside. That is, look at it here, a distance of, okay, so this is 70. All right, now this is 40. That means this distance is 40. So 70 minus 40, we have 30. That means I have to move a distance from here 30. That is from here. I'll move a distance 30. All right, a distance 30. So I'll move the whole of this part here inside. Okay, so it will be somewhere here. So let's assume this is my 30. So I will draw the whole of this somewhere there, because I could see that from the plan. So I will adjust inside. Okay, so you can see now I just did that off recording. I'm succeeded in moving it from this part. Okay, like I told you, it's not actually here, but somewhere 30 centimeters, or sorry, 30 millimeters, or if you like 3 centimeters inside. So I've moved it. So I've brought it here now. All right, because from the plan we could see that it's actually here. So we moved it from here. That is from here where it was before. Okay, inside 30. Move the 30 inside, so we have it here. Now if you also view very carefully, you discover that all of this part, they are matching. Okay, now if you look at these hidden details here, it indicates what this rectangular hole here. That's why you're saying it. So at this point, we'll get rid of the hidden detail because we already know there's a hole here. All right, so we don't need the hidden detail and the drawing in isometric. So we already know it's this one. So now if you look here, it looked like from the plan, this part here is on same level, like same level as this, but no. From the elevation, we could see that this part here, all right, is actually not on top here like it is looking on the plan. It's not on top, but it's down. How did I know that? From the elevation. So it's not here, it's actually here. So that is from the floor a distance of 420. So this is actually the 20 we're talking about. Remember, this is a rough sketch, okay? So I will bring the whole of this now, okay, here. I'll bring it down to this point. Okay, so you could see that I have moved it from this whole of this part down to what? 20. From here to here is 20, like I told you. All right, so common sense, your drawing sense should tell you that this should be a complete part like this. Okay, so it's gradually coming out. Now you see all of this place, they will all match. So this simply tells you that this part here, this here, is not actually on top here, but you have to adjust down. Okay, not on top here, but down here, a distance of 20, because the radius here is what? 20. So from here to here is 20, so you have to move it down. So we'll move it from here here. So we have this rectangle here, or if you like, call it a parallelogram. We'll move it there, so it will be somewhere here. All right, then for this part, let me explain. Now you see this slope here, okay, that is, there's something that's going to be here, is what we're actually seeing from the top as this kind of rhombus, parallelogram. All right, now, but because it is, this line is off isometric, you are seeing it as a short, as a small distance, okay, like this, but it's actually longer. Now let me explain that further by using some examples. So let me practicalize that so you can see what I meant by the distance being this form. Okay, take a look at this paper. If I position this paper like this in this form, and say this, okay, now that's not coming out well. All right, in this form. Now what you're seeing is, this is what you're seeing as rectangle from here, here, move. That's the rectangle you're seeing. You can see the distance from here to here. All right, but that's not the true length. It is because it is slant. All right, so but the true length, actually, if you view it perpendicularly, you can see that it is actually longer than it was the way you saw it the first time. So that's what is happening. That's why you are seeing it in this form. So this is actually a representation of this part. All right, it's just sloping while this one is on top here. So I will make all of that adjustment now. Okay, so I have moved this part, okay, from this top here down here. All right, then this other one you're looking at here that I told you, already explained how it came about. So this is it actually. But if you are viewing from the top, because you're not seeing the true length, okay, it will look like what? This rectangle here, this parallelogram here. All right, but this is actually, if you view it perpendicularly, you'll be seeing it in this form. So that's it. So now this is very simple. This hidden detail is telling you that it's representing this hole. So if you trace this one up to this point, that's the hole. You won't be seeing the hole from the top. That's why you have hidden details. So you get rid of the hidden details. Now the distance here, you could see that from the front here, this is actually a curve. So what you're viewing it from the top is like a cylinder, a curved cylinder. Look at this now, okay? You're seeing this as a straight line, right? But in the real sense, it is actually what? A round object, okay? A round surface. Can you see that? So, but it's looking like a straight line here. So this is not actually a straight plane, okay? It is curved. So it will only be in your best interest to curve, like you take it off, whatever that is happening at the front, definitely from the elevation here, okay, we could see that if this curve is showing and there's no other rectangle showing at the back, it can only mean that this whole thing is curved throughout to the other side. That is curved from this side to the other side. All right, so you also repeat the same thing you did here by just trying to what I'll just do now, try to curve it, okay, so it will look like the one on the back, like this, something like this, okay. So I'll get rid of all of this. So that's just what you're seeing there. So remember, this is a rough sketch, and I'll join it to this point, and that's it. So this is the object. All right, this is it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw this in isometric. I'm going to show you the step-by-step method of drawing this. So I believe all the explanation you need is already done here. So I will just try and put the dimensions so that as I'm drawing, you will match the part that I'm drawing with the dimensions. Okay, so I just roughly placed the dimensions. Okay, this is not the redrawing. I'm about to start the redrawing now. Now, don't forget this part. You know, this is a hole, like a rectangular hole. Because of the way, the shape of the object, you won't be able to see the edge on the inside here. You won't see the edge on the inside here. You won't see this one, but you will see this one. So that's why I have to drop a line, a perpendicular, like a straight line here, okay, to show that there is a hole there. Okay, so let's go straight to the drawing now. Here, I already prepared the box that will contain the drawing. So from the elevation, how do I know the total length, okay, to that I'm going to apply to completing the box? Very simple. Now the total, this length here, okay, now I believe you know how to project this in isometric. This is 30 degrees. You should know that. All right, you can go to my other videos and know how to start an isometric drawing. Now this distance from here to here, we know that here is 90, all right, and here is 40. How? Here on top here, the radius of this from here to here is 20. So if this is 20, that means the diameter is what? 40. So from here to here is 40. So 40 plus 90 is 130. So this whole here is 130. Now this height here, from here we could see it. This is 70. 70 plus 20 again, because the radius here is 20. All right, for this arc, 20. So 70 plus 20 will give you what? 90. So this height here is 90. Then this part here, you could get it from the plan. That is 70 from here to here. That's the breadth. So this is 70. So with all of those dimensions, you project this box. All right, let me go straight to the drawing. So I'm just going to use this, okay, to do the drawing real quick. Okay, so this is 40 and this is 20. So I'll measure 40 from here. This is 40 here, and this is 20 up. I'm going to draw that thick line. Remember, this box is thin line. All right, I'm going to transfer this line, vertical line. So align your set square with a vertical line like this, and transfer to where you have 40 here, and draw a thin line up. So you can either measure 20 here or just transfer a line to this point, and that will give you 20 automatically. So let me transfer a line. So align your set square properly, support with your ruler, transfer a line here, and draw, and that gives you what? And automatically this height is 20. Okay, so I'm going to draw this line 90. So apply the transfer method as well. So align your set square, transfer a line here, just transfer a thin line, stop, transfer another thin line here. We're going to bring out the measurement later. All right, so I still want to continue my transfer, so let me adjust. So remember, I'm still aligning with this line here, so transfer a line here also, and stop. Thin lines, don't draw thick lines. Okay, all right, so I already know this is 90. Okay, measure 90 and draw thick line. So this is 90 here, 0, 90, and from here draw thick lines down. That's it. Okay, this is 50. That is this point here, this part 50. So I'm going to measure 50. So this is 50. Okay, 0, 5, 50. Okay, so I'll just transfer lines to be able to draw this part, because this is also 50. So if you transfer lines, that will give you 50 automatically. So you align your set square. So sorry, my paper. Transfer lines here and draw thick line. So automatically this is 50. Just draw it with a thick line. That's it. All right. Okay, so I will transfer a line here, then I'll transfer a line here. Okay, the line here. So align your set square with this. Transfer a line to this point here and draw it thick line at once. Okay, so automatically what you have left here is 40 here. So if you measure it, if you have drawn everything correctly, you discover that this is 40. I hope you can see that 40 on the dot. All right, so you can also draw this thick line. All right, so I'm going to erase and also transfer a vertical line here. So align your set square with a vertical line and transfer to this point here. All right, draw a thin line up, thin line. Okay, also transfer to this point here and draw a thin line up. Stop. Okay, so we know for sure that this height here is 70, right? As can be seen from here, 70. So I'm going to measure 70, 70, 70 here. All right, so this is 70. This is 70. All right, so there's no point measuring on everything here. I will just transfer lines to those points. So align your set square with any of the lines. This one, the receding line to the left. So if I transfer to where I measured 70 here, okay, I'll just draw thin lines, not thick lines. Draw thin line. So this is 70 automatically. Then align your set square with this line also. Or if you like, you can just go ahead and measure 70 there, but I just prefer to do it this way. Transfer to this point and draw a thin line. So this is 70, 70, 70. All right, now, so this is my 70 here. So I'm going to transfer a line here and measure 20 on it. All right, 20. So align your set square with this line here. Okay, and transfer to this point here and draw a thin line. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 20 on it. So that is 2 centimeters. So this is 2 centimeters, right? So I'm going to draw a thick line. Okay, so this is 2 centimeters. So I'm going to connect here, because you see this is 2. Connect it straight to where we had 50. So from here, draw down straight to 50. Connect. Draw this thick line as well. Don't draw this line thick line, just leave it like that. Okay, now transfer this line here. Align your set square with this slant line. Okay, and transfer a line here as well. Draw a thin line, just a thin line. Stop there. Now align your set square with this, any of these lines. So I choose this one and transfer to this point here and draw a line from here. I'm going to transfer a thin line here as well. So draw a thin line there and rest. Okay, so align your set square here and complete. This should be 20 automatically, this other part here. So align your set square, transfer there and draw a thick line at once. Okay, so I'm going to complete this part by drawing thick lines. Okay, so that's it. Now I will draw this 70 only. I will draw a thick line and I will draw this 70 only. Thick line. Alright, so we're moving. Now for this part, now I'm going to transfer a vertical line here. Don't worry, a thin line. You will know the usefulness later, okay? So that's this point. Transfer a vertical line up. And that's distance. You know the distance from here to the top is 20. Alright, that's the vertical line. So if you actually transfer a line here, so align with any of the vertical lines. Align with a vertical line. And transfer here. If you have drawn correctly, you discover that this will be 20 on the dot, as you can see. 20. Okay. Alright, so I want to complete this hole, this rectangular hole here. Alright, now we have the dimensions already. Now this is 10, this is 10, this is also 10. Okay, this distance here is also 10. This one is 10. Right, so I'm going to position this here. Very simple. Now get your ruler. Alright, so the thing is, if this is 40, alright, as you can see, so if you take 10 out of it and you take 10 out of it, what you'll be left with is what? 20. So this is 10 and this is 10. So that's what I'm going to do. So align your ruler. This should measure 40. Alright, so this is 10. I'm going to dot 10. And this is also 10. That is from 3 to 4. I'm going to dot 10. So I'm left with what? 20. And you know, of course, this is the 20. So what I'm going to do is align your set square with any of these lines and transfer to where you measured 10 from here, where you had this dot of 10. That's 4 to 3. Draw a thin line, thin, and also transfer here. Draw a thin line. Don't make it thick, thin. Okay, so we're told that this distance here is what? 10. So I'm going to measure 10 here, all right, and transfer a line. Now this is sorry, I didn't indicate this distance here. Let me check it out. I think it should be 30. Okay, so that's it. This is 30. Okay, so this is 30. I'm talking about the distance from here to here, 30. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to measure 10. So from here, this is 10, right? That's 10. Then from that 10, I'm going to measure 30. So align 3 on that point. So this is 10 and this is 30. Okay, from here to here is 30. So I will transfer lines, align your set square, transfer lines to where you measure 10. Remember, this is 10. Draw thick line at once and transfer to where you measure 30. Here, from here to here is 30. And also draw thick line at once. Now draw these thick lines, thick line, and draw this thick line. So that's it. Now, like I told you, there should be a line here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a thin line first because I need to measure it. So align with a vertical line, transfer to this point, and draw a thin line. So I want to check, because this distance you see here, this dimension here should correspond to this because it's the same thickness of hole. All right, so if this is 20, let's check. So it is 20 on the dot. So I don't need to draw any line to this other side because it's just meeting this point on the dot. So I'll just draw this thick line. So I'm done with this part. Okay, so what I'm going to do next now is I want to draw this part. Okay, now in drawing this curve or this semi-circle or semi-ellipse, if you like, refer to the video I did on isometric circles. Okay, just go to the playlist and go to isometric drawing. You will see a video I did on isometric circles. If you don't know how to draw isometric circles, you need to check that video out. So because I'm not going to be doing much explanations here, I already explained in detail. So now you need a rhombus to be able to draw what? A circle. All right, whether it's a semicircle or if you like a semi-ellipse or a full circle or a full ellipse, because actually circles appear in what? They look like ellipse in isometric form, but they are not actually ellipse, they are what? Circles. So you need a rhombus. Now how do you draw the rhombus? Now if the radius of the ellipse or the circle, as the case may be, is 20, that means the diameter is what? 40. So that means the diameter of this, so this is 20, so this other part is also 20. That gives you the diameter of the what? Of this half circle or half ellipse. So you need that same diameter to draw a rhombus. So if the diameter is 40, that means I'm going to draw a rhombus of 40 by 40 to complete it. So automatically this is already 40. Okay, if you have drawn it correctly, this should be 40. So what I'm going to look for now is the vertical distance down. So I also measure 40 here. So align your ruler. This is 0. Okay, and this is 40. Okay, this is 40. So from here to here is 40. Now I'm going to transfer line to get the corresponding 40 on this other side. So align your ruler, your set square, transfer to this 40 and draw a thin line. Okay, so this is 40, this is 40, this is 40, and this is 40. Now apply the what? The isometric circle, the method of drawing a circle in isometric form, that is a rhombus. So join the longest diagonal. You should know this already if you've already watched that video. Then what you do is look for half. Now we already know the half here. Now this is what? 40. Now half of it is 20. When I drew this line at the beginning, this already gave us 20. Okay, so I already have 20 here, and this is already 20. That's the middle point of this line. So I'm also going to look for the middle point of these lines. So this is 40, and the middle point here is what? 20. That's 2. I'll note it, sorry, there. I'll also note the middle point here, 20. Okay, all right. Now join this angle, that is this point here where these two lines are meeting, or you can choose this one, not this one. Don't choose any of these angles. No, choose this bigger angle, because this angle is bigger than this angle. So choose any of them. So if I'm choosing this one, or if you like, you can choose this one. So you connect to the center here. You know, you measure 20 here, so join to the center here. Then from this point also join to this center 20. Okay, so now this is my point of reference, what I'm looking for, this point here, where these lines are intersecting this diagonal. Now apply your isometric circle method. So needle here with your pair of compass, stretch to this half where you measure 20. Now if it is touching this point, it should also touch this point. I hope that's clear. So let me make some adjustment, proper adjustment, very well. If it's touching here, it should touch here. So do not exceed this half. Do not exceed this half. So draw an arc with thick lines from this point to this point. Remember not to exceed. Do not exceed this half. This is 20. Half of the line. This is also half. So that's it. Now needle on this point of intersection. This here. Stretch to this half here. This point. Once again, if it is touching this point, it should also touch this point. I hope that's clear. So draw an arc. Once again, do not exceed the half. Now I already explained all of this in the video, isometric circles. All right, so that's it. So you're done with this part. So what I did here now, I'm going to do it also for the back here to get the other. So I've done this to get this other curve at the back. So that's what I'm going to do now. So transfer a line, a vertical line. So align your set square. Let me align with this one here. So transfer to this point here and draw a line, thin line. Okay, I'm going to measure what, just like I measured 40 by 40 rhombus here. So this is 40. All right, so I'm going to continue this one down, thin line, and also measure 40 on it. Remember, this is already half of it, 20, and it gives you 40. Okay, so I'm going to connect this 40, this point here to this point, and that's it. So what you did here, just repeat here. So I'm going to join the diagonal with a thin line. All of these are thin lines, please. Start joining the diagonal. Let me look for the midpoint here. So this is 40 and this is 20, right? So this is 40 and this is 20, so this is midpoint. I don't need the other midpoint here because okay, let me also indicate the midpoint here. This is 40 and this is the midpoint, 20. All right, so connect. If you like, you can join this or you can join this. So anyone, connect it to the center here and connect this to the center here. That's it. So these are the points that I'm looking for. So like we did here, needle and this point here, stretch to this edge. Okay, if it is touching that center, it must also touch the center like I told you. Sorry. All right, so if it is touching this point, it should also touch this point. So you draw thick line at once. Do not exceed half. What I mean half of these lines. Do not exceed. I hope that's clear. Good. Now you're going to draw this other one like we did here, but then we're not going to complete it. Why? Because you cannot see the back. This is what I mean. You cannot complete it down. You cannot complete it down. Why? Because it's not a transparent object. So we're going to stop where it touches this diagonal. So needle here, stretch to this half here. All right, now draw an arc until it touches this diagonal and stop there. All right, so you see where this arc is intersecting this diagonal, this point here, and you see where this arc is intersecting this diagonal, this point here. Join them. So you connect this point here to this with a straight line, and that will give you the back. So we're done with this part. So there can be no line here because this is actually sloping downward. Okay, so it doesn't have an edge. There's no edge. So do not draw a thick line here. No, you leave it in that form because it's a slope, like a curve. You know, it's a curve down. All right, so we're almost done. So what left is this hole here. All right, now remember, once again, I told you to draw a circle, you need a rhombus. Now the question is, what's the diameter of this hole? So we're told that the diameter, this diameter here now is 20. So we're going to draw a rhombus of 20 by 20. So you see this rhombus here, we're going to draw another rhombus inside, but this time not 40 by 40, but 20 by 20. So it's going to be there. So it's very, very simple to be able to do that. The process is simple. So align your 40. You know, this is already 40. So what I want to do is that I will take 10 out and I will take 10 out. So I will be left with 20. So I'm going to dot 1. All right. So this is 10, 20. So I'm going to dot 3. All right. So from this point to this point, I've dotted at what? 20. Align your set square and draw a line. So align your set square with this. You can align with this one if you like. Okay. So transfer to this point here and draw a thin line. Transfer to this other point here. Draw a thin line I'm bringing out a rhombus, so just follow me. So this is 20. Now I'm going to get the other 20 here to complete the rhombus. So what I'm going to do is align your set square here on this 40. Remember, this is 40, so I'll take 10 out. That's 1, 10. Now this is 1, 2, 20. That's it. Okay, so we have another 10 here, so this is 20. I'm going to transfer vertical lines. Align your set square. And transfer lines to this point where you measured 10. Okay, and to this point where you measured 20. Okay, so now keep your eyes here. This is the rhombus, 20 by 20. Do not take your eyes off this rhombus. Forget about these other lines that are outside the rhombus. You don't need them. That's it. Now if you look at this rhombus, you've already drawn the diagonal because you drew it from the beginning. So what's left is we're going to look for half here. We already know this half. Now this is 10, 10, making 20. So we're going to look for 10. And we're also going to look for 10, that's half. So this is 20, so this is half, 10. This is 20. And this is half. Okay. Join this angle here with this half, this 10 here, thin line, and join same with this half here. Thin line. So these are the points I'm looking for. Once again, this is the rhombus. Don't take your eyes off it. So this is the points that I'm looking for, these 2 points here. Okay. Now there are many lines there. I don't want you to confuse them. All right. So needle here. Remember, this is the rhombus. Needle here. Stretch to this half. This half here. If it is touching this half, it should also touch this half here. So do not exceed the half. Draw an arc. That's it. So needle here also at this angle. This angle. Stretch to this half. If it is touching this half, it should also touch this half. So draw an arc. Do not exceed the half. So that's it. Now needle here at this point of intersection. Remember where this line touches this center and intersect this diagonal. Needle there, stretch to this half here. So if it is touching this half, it should also touch this half. So draw an arc. So you do the same thing here. You needle at this point. Remember, don't miss it. Look at it here. Not this one. This one is for the bigger rhombus. Needle here, stretch here to this half. If it is touching this half, it should also touch this half. So draw an arc. And that completes this other part. So this is the drawing. This is a complete drawing. All right, as you can see, it looks like this one. This is it. So what you do next is you dimension. Okay, so you dimension your work properly. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I need you to do that real quick. Hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate if you can do that. And also hit on the like button of this video. Okay. Now I'll be answering. I'll be answering more questions from Kenya Examination Council questions. Okay, because I was sent quite a few of them. And also, if you have questions that you need me to provide solution to, you can also send them to me as well. Okay, my number is on just go to my about info and you will find my number there. All right, my WhatsApp number, just buzz me. All right. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna see you some other time. Do have a nice day.